How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Nightwalkers number 5. This is written by Cullen Bunn and put out by Source Point Press, and overall it's a book that I've had a lot of fun with, especially since The Walking Dead ended. This is really good survival horror. Our main character was just with a group that all got eaten up except for her, and now she is with a new group that turns out is led by their old psychologist. Does he still have power over her once all social structures are broken down? It's an interesting point to start at. It's unique creatures with their own rules, and you really do feel that sense of danger and that sense of being lucky to hang on as long as you do. Overall, really fun. Now, one thing I do want to address with this one, my comic book shop got a new system, and now for your receipts, rather than just listing series name and number, it actually lists of how many, so X of Y, and I looked at the receipt this time, and it said Nightwalkers 5 of 5, so this would be the last one. And the thing is, I think what's going to happen is because indie books quite often, they want to trigger all new number ones, so it'll probably come back Nightwalkers and then a subtitle, because I looked up the trade paperback on the internet and it said volume 1 in it, so I'm really hoping the book continues, because that really does affect my perspective. The volume ends on a really interesting place, putting the character in a really interesting position, and it definitely does feel more like a springing off point. It definitely does feel like something where we're going to go into the next plot arc, and if the book ended there, it's like, well, it's cool, I guess, but I really want to know what happens next. And that whole thing with the old agent cult of vampires and where did this new subspecies come from? You know, that's not fully explained either, and I really do want all the lore and to figure out everything that happened with this. So here's hoping the book does come back. If it doesn't, it was an interesting run, but it does end at a point where I'm like, I want to know what happens next. So here's hoping. Probably in a little bit we'll get Nightwalkers with a subtitle, and that will turn into trade paperback 2, so probably have to wait a few months or something. But anyway, in order for a deeper analysis of the book, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera, show you guys a little bit of the story and the art, and talk a bit about a few of the plot points. No major spoilers, and I won't show you guys everything, obviously, but without further ado, let's switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Nightwalkers number 5. Overall, as always, a really cool cover. The hand coming up, and inside we see them in the forest with all the trees, and the tree roots come out the bottom. Kind of thinking almost like a severed hand with blood shooting out. Overall, a cool cover as always. The Nightwalkers cover is always cool and dark and gritty, and I do love the red, white, and black color scheme. Flip it to the back, the Source Point logo with the main image, a little bit of a smudge from my finger. I need to start reading these comics with felt gloves on. Anyway, $3.99 and 00511. Opening it up, and we get the credit page on the inside, written by Cullen Bunn, art and cover by Joe Bocardo. And after that, we get into the story. Now, I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers. I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and do a little bit of analysis, but I'll be avoiding major spoilers, and I'll try not to go too far or show every panel or anything like that. But anyway, we open up, it's in the destructed world, and we're with Val there, and the creatures are eating everybody, and Val just loves it. Anyway, after that, we jump into our main character at the campsite with a group of primarily the staff from the home, and Val is not Val, sorry, our main character is approached by the psychiatrist, and he tries to explain, look, we didn't know what was going on, and it happened so suddenly, and all the excuses, but, you know, when it's your life and you that the excuses are directed towards, you're not gonna like that. We get a look at his group. It's described as like a couple dozen, so like 24 to 36, and looking around at all the different people in their circumstance, a young couple in love, someone who never had anyone before and now they feel lucky because they don't have to watch them die. Yeah, a whole group of survivors, yeah, kind of Walking Dead style. We then get a fun sequence with the Night Watch people, because the monsters only come out at night. They have the bells, and they hear the bells jingling, so they go and take a look around, and then they hear the bells jingling when there's no bells moving. They can see them. So that's, of course, the creature using the voice mimic ability, and I wouldn't get too attached to these characters. But anyway, after that is where we get the strife amongst the group. Our main character says she knows she can kill them, she's done it before, and the psychiatrist says, don't try, keep moving. And, you know, it is one of those things where there's valid points either way. You know, you don't want to all die trying to fight the monsters, but you also don't want to all die because you never took any action. So I do like that, you know, sort of fighting amongst themselves. And, you know, he's the doctor, he had power before, but does he have any power now that they're out of the hospital? Maybe not. And it's some interesting ideas and interesting stuff to look at. Anyway, overall, definitely recommend it. And like I said, a lot of this depends on if this gets continued or not, because it ends at a really interesting place for Volume 1. Again, I won't say where that is, but it doesn't, like, explain everything or wrap everything up with a nice bow on it. So, you know, if this is just the end of a Volume 1, that's really great. I can't wait for more, but if this is the end of the comic as a whole, I was like, wow, I want to know way more. So here's hoping it comes back. I'm thinking it will be Nightwalkers and a subtitle. That's how they usually do these things with indie comics, is just put each volume as a subtitle and get a all-new #1 out there. But overall, can't wait for this book to come back. It's been fun, kind of like a zombie vampire-esque apocalypse told in its own continuity and own rules. I really do like it. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Nightwalkers playlist. If you want to see my reviews of the past issues, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.